After the breakout success of Sonic Mania, the Blue Blur is back in his newest 3D adventure, Sonic Forces. Featuring 3 different gameplay styles, custom characters, and an exciting story, does this game reach the same heights as the other 3D Sonic games? Join me as I dash back into the world of Sonic the Hedgehog and share my game reflections for Sonic Forces.
Is everyone okay?
We are, thanks to you. Cutting it kinda close though, pal.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I roll.
Sonic Forces continues the more light-hearted storytelling from the last few games, but the stakes have been raised considerably for this newest chapter. After another encounter with the villainous Dr. Eggman, Sonic receives the beatdown of his life from past series antagonists, led by the mysterious new foe, Infinite. Fast forward 6 months, and nearly the entire planet has been taken over by the forces of the Eggman Empire. And without their fearless leader, it's up to the rest of the Sonic cast to lead a resistance, save Sonic, and win back the world. The Resistance has a new ally in the form of the Rookie, your custom-designed avatar character, who will play a significant role in the battle to come. Also along for the ride is Classic Sonic, who has been transported to this world during the ending of Sonic Mania. Playing as these 3 different characters over the course of the story is good fun, and Classic Sonic's mute reactions are just as cool and adorable as they were in Sonic Generations.
Look at you, fighting like you've got a chance to win. It's adorable. Almost makes me feel bad that we're never going to do this little dance again. In just 3 short days, my plan will eliminate the bothersome lot of you.
Wait, 3 days? And what plan?
If I told you, it wouldn't be a surprise. You know what they say, the anticipation of the end is worse than the end itself. Maybe not in this case, though.
There are a lot of fun moments in the game's story, and the voice actors are in top form for the characters, particularly Mike Pollock as Eggman and Liam O'Brien as the great new antagonist, Infinite. Infinite is definitely one of the best parts of Sonic Forces' story. He is easily one of the most visually striking and compelling villains in the series, who is made all the more dangerous with the powerful, reality-warping Phantom Ruby. The story isn't particularly long, as it will take most players about 3 to 4 hours to complete, but I found it very enjoyable all the way through. The dialogue between characters is witty and snappy, and the finale of the game is pretty darn great, with one of Eggman's most diabolical plans to date. If you are invested in the story of the Sonic series, you will love the little callbacks all throughout the game, and even more story is explored in the episode Shadow add-on, which is not only free, but adds more depth to the character of Infinite. In general, while the game's length is on the short side, I loved the story, as it continued the adventures of the Blue Blur in a fun and interesting way.
Well, look who's back from the dead. The little blue savior. But what's that I smell? You reek of fear. Glad to see I left an impression.
That's not fear. I ran all the way over here. And you haven't left an impression. I don't know anything about you, not even your name.
You may call me Infinite, in the brief moments that remain to you.
Oh, great. See, Infinite? Now we're getting to know each other. So, what's your favorite color? Do you like long, romantic walks on the beach? What's the source of your power? You can skip the first 2 questions if you like.
There are 30 stages to play through in Sonic Forces, including boss fights, and they are pretty evenly distributed between the game's 3 playable characters. Since he's the first character we play as, let's look at Sonic's gameplay. Modern Sonic's gameplay will be instantly familiar for anyone who's played a 3D Sonic game since Sonic Unleashed. You run incredibly fast and plow through enemies and obstacles with the Sonic Boost. Quick reactions and finding the best path are the main elements of these stages, and they will often switch back and forth between the 2D and 3D perspectives. Sonic's double jump from Sonic Colors returns, but it's better used to correct a jump than to actually reach higher platforms. The Stomp and Quick Step also return and make for even faster traversal once you master them. I found Sonic stages just as fun as ever, but there are the occasional hiccups. Since a lot of the stages require quick reactions, it can be easy to mess up until you get the aspects of the level down. But it's nothing too disruptive, as checkpoints are frequent and you no longer have to worry about limited lives. The only thing I really missed in Sonic Forces was the drift mechanic, which was in the last few titles but is absent here for some reason. It would have made the luminous jungle level a lot more fun, as I careened off the twists and turns of that stage more than I care to admit. That being said, I still really enjoy this style of gameplay, and the small quirks weren't enough to get in the way of me enjoying the game.
Unidentified life form on the radar. Something from the jungle?
I guess all the explosions riled it up. Doesn't look like we'll get past without a fight. You're so gonna regret that. Hedgehogs don't make good snacks.
Classic Sonic stages are just great platforming fun. I will say right away that it does not play exactly the same as the Genesis games, in that Sonic's jumping and running momentum is a bit different, but the spirit of Sonic's classic adventures is here, and the newer abilities like the drop dash are welcome. In these levels, you traverse the vibrant environments of the game in 2D, all while performing precision platforming, collecting power-ups, and zooming through loops with your spin dash. For someone who has been with the series since Sonic the Hedgehog 2, I found the classic Sonic levels in this game to be very enjoyable, and they're a nice change of pace from the modern Sonic sections.
Right! That egg is starting to crumble! Get out of there before it blows!
Finally, there are the Avatar stages, which I personally think contain some of the most fun parts of this game. While there aren't many customization options towards the beginning of the game, after the first hour you'll have plenty of costume pieces to experiment with, as well as the Avatar's unique gadget, the Wispin. The Avatar stages play similar to Sonic, with a few key differences. The Rookie has a grappling hook that can attach to enemies and floating orbs, making for some dynamic jumps in each level. Your Wispin can make quick work of enemies, and can also interact with Wisps depending on which Wispin you have equipped. This allows you to jump repeatedly with the Burst Wisp, create platforms with the Cube Wisp, and my personal favorite, light dash a trail of rings with the Lightning Wisp. With all the different Wisp powers in play, the Avatar stages offer the most variety in how you get through the level, and once you master the various abilities, it makes the levels even more fun. Occasionally, your avatar will team up with Sonic, and you can switch between the two heroes for these stages, and also gain access to the Double Boost, which never cease to be satisfying.
It doesn't matter what obstacles they put in our way, we'll blow past everything they throw at us. Double Boost! Yeah, that's how it's done. We've got unstoppable speed and timing. We just have to keep this up. Bingo, found a way in.
Between the enjoyable levels and the custom designs for your character, the Avatar is one of the best parts of this game, and it's been delightful seeing all the different cool, hilarious, and sometimes creepy characters people have come up with. Every couple of levels you'll face off against one of the game's bosses, and some of the fights, particularly the ones against Infinite, provide some interesting design. The Egg Dragoon also once again makes a return, but I have to say I was slightly disappointed we never got to face off against Shadow or Chaos, as they were among the group that Infinite created. Still, the game contains what is one of my personal favorite final bosses among the 3D Sonic titles. It made for an awesome final battle. I played Sonic Forces on the PS4, and it ran quite superbly on the whole. The frame rate never dropped during my time with the game, and I love the colorful visuals and vast stage designs. Plus, the characters have nice, lively animations in the cutscenes, and the only weird thing I noticed was that some of the cutscenes seemed compressed, thus taking away from the visual flair somewhat. On terms of technical performance, Sonic Forces does utilize the power of the updated Hedgehog engine, and as a result, it's one of the best looking Sonic games ever. The Sonic the Hedgehog series has some brilliant music, and Sonic Forces continues this trend with some fun, upbeat tunes, and some terrific vocal themes. The main theme, Fist Bump, really grew on me, and I really liked hearing it in both its orchestral form and the actual song, which makes every Double Boost section all the more thrilling. The stages have some memorable pieces like the new take on Green Hill with classic Sonic, but the real star of the show musically is the Avatar stages, each of which contains a neat vocal track. Some of my favorites of these include Spaceport, Park Avenue, and Imperial Tower. Also, Infinite's theme and Light of Hope, the game's ending song, are quickly making it among my top songs from the Sonic series. Simply put, I love the music in Sonic Forces. I personally had a blast in my time with Sonic Forces. Its stages, like the game, are on the short side, but I find it to be very replayable, and the positives of the game outnumber the areas where Sonic Forces falls short. It's a fun blend of old and new, much like Sonic Generations was, and for the next installment, I really would like to see what new direction Sega and Sonic Team will take the series. Until then, I will have fun playing through Sonic's fast-paced, exciting adventures, and you can bet that Sonic Forces will be one of those titles.
There's a massive energy source approaching.
Thank you for watching this episode of Game Reflections. What are your thoughts on Sonic Forces? Any other Sonic games you want me to take a look at? Feel free to share in the comments below. Until next time, keep having great adventures, everyone.
Exactly. As it stands, there's no way we can win this.
Of course we can win this. We always do. We just haven't figured that part out yet.